Hello everybody, so today we're going to be making a video on Atlyss. What am I going to be talking about in this video? Well, first we're going to talk about the character creation, beginning of the game, dungeons, bosses and how the designs of the enemies look, multiplayer aspects of the game, and what I like about the game. I hope you all enjoy and have a good day. And also, Happy New Year's as a recording of this video. So currently in Atlyss, you have 7 slots you can choose from for each character. Each character has a ability and race. Each of these characters' abilities and races can do different things. The races doesn't really matter, it just gives you an ability that you can start with, but you can get those abilities later on. But the races that you can play currently in the game is an imp, which is a small fish like demon dude, which I think is pretty cool. One of my friends is currently playing through as an imp with this and one of their friends. Then there's the poon, which is like a deer little fox kind of creature, I guess. Then we have the kobold, which is obviously a kobold and a dragon-like little guy, which is pretty cute. Then we have the Birdle, which is just a giant bird, which is pretty cute too. And then we have the last one, which is a Shane. This Shane is a little mouse creature. I haven't played any of the other races except for the poon and the kobold currently, but yeah, that's all the races so far. Or well, character creation. When you start creating your character, there's these little sliders you can slide to make your character look how you want. You can make them your little guy that you run around with and fight bosses and fight monsters, explore the world, do quests. I think it's pretty cool. For this run for the video, I went through and played as a poon on a range-like class, so that's pretty fun. The range class usually consists of these guitar-like blades, I think is what they're called, or which are 2 little daggers that you wear on your wrist, and you just go slicing things up. And then you also have a bow, which is pretty cool too. Anyways, I'm gonna rush through this character selection screen and character creation, and then we'll move on to the next topic. So currently what weapons do we have? Well, we have swords, we have axes, giant scythes, we have spears, polearms, we have scepters, which are just basically your wands. We have bells, which are just giant versions of the scepters and deal a lot of damage, but are a lot slower, so, you know, basically an axe for a melee user. We have the guitar, which is like little daggers on your arms. And then we have bows, which are pretty cool too. And then of course you can do unarmed weaponry too, which there is some challenges going around for that, which is pretty cool to watch. I haven't personally done it yet, and I don't think I will yet, but you know, maybe later on I might try it. Anyways, next what we have up here on this screen is we have the ability to put our points into things. Vitality is your health, dexterity is like your crit, mind is your magic, strength is your damage, and all that jazz. Naming your character is pretty simple. You can enter it in the box, and then there's also a little gear like icon next to it, or well, 2 arrows, and this allows you to randomize your name, and that's pretty cool. I like that option that you can randomize what your character's name is, and then we just create our character. That's all it is. When you do create your character, then just go down to the select character button, and then you can play. It's pretty fun so far, and I've loved playing every second of this game. But yeah. Next on our list is beginning of the game. So we have the NPCs up first, which is just the characters of the game. So first off, we have Angela right here. We have a Knock, which is a giant hulking dude, which looks pretty cool. We have Sally, which is the lady who runs the shop over to the left of the giant temple area. Then we have Spike, which is Sally's little pet mimic, which is a giant chest for us to store stuff, which you can use across characters. Then we have Skirt, which is a character behind the shop, which allows you to gamble. Vivian, a enchanting person. Frankie, which is one of Sally's colleagues and kept in the small shop and Tool Passage. Craig, and he is one of the small shops in Wall of the Stars. And Mirror of Illusion, which Mirror of Illusion allows you to change what your character looks like. So yeah. The current locations that we have in Atlyss so far consist of the safe zones, the open field zones, the dungeon zones, and the arena zones. I haven't been to any of the arena zones because I haven't gotten a chance to fight any of my friends yet or any random people. So let's go over the areas that we currently have. We have the Sanctum, Wall of the Stars. Open field zones consist of the Crescent Keep, Eiffel Terrace, Gate of the Moon, Outer Sanctum Gate, Tool Valley, Woodreach Pass. The other zone that I just talked about beforehand with the Sanctum and the Wall of Stars is the safe zone, by the way. The dungeon zones consist of Crescent Grove and Sanctum Catacombs. And then the arena zones are the Executioner's Tomb and the Sanctum Arena area. Those are all the zones we currently have so far as of 1.16.2b, I think it is. So yeah. Next up, how does combat feel for me? I think the combat feels amazing, especially mixing up with spells and abilities, stuff like that. I think it feels fine. I usually run away really scared sometimes whenever I'm really low on health and just press 1 because that's my default healing spell key. And then that's really fun to do. The F1 keys can be slotted with different items, which I think is pretty nice. The normal 1 through 6 keys are used for your spells and your special attacks and all that, which is a great spot to put them. It's just basically a little hotbar. Easily the best part of the game is the dungeons that you go through. What they contain is a lot of loot and keys and stuff. There's a lot of secrets you can find inside of them, and how they all work together is very well. So, throughout the dungeons that you go through, honestly, I think my favorite one was the final one. I won't be showing the final one at all because it spoils a lot for in my opinion of how combat works and how fun it is to just learn how to block some of the enemies that are there. Plus, I'd have to go through and get on my normal account character and play through that one, and that's not going to be fun to try and get footage of. So for now, here's just footage of me playing through it normally. Through a normal dungeon, that is. So the basic understanding of dungeons that I've gotten away from this all is that you're going through, you're slaying the enemies inside of it, and then you're going to sigils. When you interact with the sigils, they activate some kind of rune or something like that for gaining access to more dungeons or something, I'm guessing. I don't understand the complete lore behind them yet. I'm gonna look more into it later on and when more lore comes out for the game, because currently it's just the story's there, but it's not there yet, like fully. Like there's a story obviously, but it's not fully implemented yet because this is still an early access game. So yeah, honestly, we're gonna move straight on to bosses and enemy designs, and I think this is gonna be a fun section. So first up on enemy designs, we have Lord Calzula and the Greater Wisp. Then we have a Mini Geist and a Slime. Honestly, I'd like to say Lord Calzula looks like Gengar, which looks awesome. He definitely has that ghost-like demon kind of vibe to him, so that's pretty cool. Then we have the Greater Wisp, which looks so cool. Basically like your little skull demon dude things too. And then we have the Mini Geist. The Mini Geist is just basically a cat reaper, I'm guessing. And then we also have the Slime, which also has a cutesy little design. I think all the creatures in this game look so cute and so cool, especially for what they're trying to implement and what they're trying to look like. This game was based on Phantasy Star, like the original GameCube Phantasy Star, which I think is awesome, because that game when I was growing up was one of my favorite games to play, especially with my siblings and my parents, so like, you know. I love this game. I might even do a stream on it later on, but like, you know. But this game has always been one of my favorite comfort games to play, especially because of the enemy design and the boss design. Character design looks cool too, don't get me wrong, but I think the enemy design looks so much better sometimes with certain things. But making characters is hard, I do understand that, as well as enemies, so I think since the enemies are going to be the main part of the game, the enemies look great for what they're supposed to be representing, and I love that. So, yeah. Now it's time for multiplayer. So multiplayer is very good. I like multiplayer in this game. I played a couple hours with my friends. It's been a lot of fun doing it so far. Honestly, if there's one thing I think the multiplayer could probably do a little better, is nothing. The multiplayer is perfect. I love everything about it. The only problem that I've ever noticed with it is that my character doesn't connect properly sometimes, and that's also a user error because my internet sucks. Other than that, I think the game is fine. You can play through it solo too. The entire game is very crucial to playing multiplayer if you want to have a good time in my opinion, but playing it solo is also a great idea if you just want to have some fun by yourself. I've used it as my comfort game whenever I just want to play a game by myself or wind down, especially at night, so yeah. I think the game is a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy it too. That's basically this entire video done, so yeah. I've talked about basically everything that I've liked about the video, and about the game exactly, just the game, not the video, sorry. But I've explained everything that I like about the game, and I think you should probably buy it. It's like 10 bucks on Steam. You should definitely go buy it and play it. If you want to just play the demo, I'll link the demo version of the game inside of the description. It is an itch game on there, so yeah. But that's all. I hope you all have a good New Year's, and I hope everything goes well for you. Goodbye.